Welcome in to the season finale of the 2026 Lansing Common FC season here at Lansing Eastern Stadium, where Lansing Common takes on Holland Rovers. I'm Josh Lee, joined by my partner Jack Vowinkle. And Jack, since last time we were here, things didn't go Lansing Common's way, and today there's nothing to really play for, only for pride today.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the last time that we were together, Lansing Common, of course, suffered arguably one of the worst collapses this season. Former Robin was able to have a hat trick and prevent Lansing from putting themselves in first place. Grand Rapids able to swoop into Eastern Stadium and give themselves a much-needed draw on the road. And then Goshen was able to emerge victorious in their game a day later. So it is yet to be determined whether or not it's going to be Goshen or Tulip City in that first place spot on the table, which we'll take a look at in a second. But yeah, you mentioned it. There's nothing to play for, at least in the table or in the win-loss column. Of course, still matters, but nothing to play for in terms of playing for a title. But like you mentioned, playing for pride, trying to earn some more league points here in the season finale with a nice crowd on hand. It's a nice day. The smoke is cleared here in Michigan. If you're not familiar with the weather events that have taken place in Michigan, for those watching, around the world that aren't located in Michigan, the Canadian wildfires have caused a plume of smoke to sort of surround the entire lower peninsula and most of the upper peninsula in Michigan. And so yesterday and the day before were real foggy outside, smoky. It smelled like a bonfire when we walked outside of your house.
Yes, it did.
But thankfully, the Canadian wildfires have sort of toned themselves down, thanks to all the Canadian firefighters that are up there working hard to ensure safety in those communities. And then here, of course, the smoke is blown away, at least for now. Maybe it was the Lansing Common football gods making sure that those of Lansing Common past, making sure that the season finale could get underway, not have to be postponed or canceled. So we're thankful for that. We're thankful to play one more game and be able to broadcast one more game, season finale. And who knows, depending on where it takes us, maybe Josh and I's last time on the air here from Eastern Stadium.
Yeah, completely. And you mentioned it earlier, Jack. This game we didn't know. We didn't know till this morning if this game was going to take place. If the air quality was around 200, we wouldn't have been here. It probably would have gone down as a 0-0 draw because nothing really to play for, like we mentioned. For Tulip City and for Goshen City, everything really on the line for them as we go into the final day. But you mentioned it. Let's take a look at those standings so far for this season. We've already talked about it, but Goshen City and Tulip City really got everything to play for today.
Yep, Goshen plays at 6, Tulip City at 7, both this evening. And you can see right there, if Goshen City are able to win, they will clinch the West Division. And if Tulip City are able to win and Goshen City fall, that means Tulip will catapult themselves into first place. And that solidifies Lansing Common's spot in third. The best the Robins can finish is second. If they're able to win, Tulip lose, and Goshen City win or lose. If Tulip lose, it's Goshen City's division. Goshen needs to lose, and Tulip needs to win for them to overtake them. So the best the Robins can finish is second, the worst is third. So that's all you got to play for today.
Yeah, completely. And I know a certain Josh Pugh has made it a hammer point, especially last season myself, and there's still something to play for. Second place is still on the line. Need a little bit of help in that regard.
Sure.
But then let's head over to the starting lineups that are being introduced. Let's start with our very own Lansing Common, Jack.
Yeah, sure. The Robins today, you got Vias Papadoudas between the sticks. He's been fantastic, a brick wall for the Robins this season so far. That back line, I'll tell you what, Kevin Payne, Damian Adai, Elijah View, Josh Angel Craven, those guys have really been the anchors for the defense so far this season. Missing Spencer Powell the last few weeks, so that has definitely hurt the Robins, but today a pretty solid lineup back there to help out Vias on the back line. And then Jack Heel, Jory Farhad, Owen Resch, a guy that hasn't seen too many minutes this season so far, trying to strike offensively. Rourke Watterson, another guy who's so shifty down on the pitch. And you have Extreme Hauk to finish things off, who's just been a goal-scoring machine. As of late, has really worked on his passing and set his teammates up for success. He got off to a blazing start to begin the year, an extremely good start, some may say. Slowed down on the scorers table, but has really been an all-around offensive player to watch this year for the Robins.
Yeah, completely. Extreme Hauk really been that dynamic goal scorer for the Robins. Let's take a look over at Holland Rovers starting lineup. as you see right here. Bradshaw Ullman starting between the sticks and take us through the rest of the 11.
Yeah, arguably one of the coolest names I've seen so far this season. Bradshaw Ullman sounds like a cowboy coming into town all the way from Holland. But yeah, the lineup, we don't know too much about a lot of these players. The Ballinger brothers play their college ball at Huntington University, located in northern Indiana. So they play down there. Their head coach is Cole Pauley. They're led by him. He graduated from Hope College in 2024. So located out there in the Holland area is Hope College. Became the head coach of this squad 2 years ago, right out of college. And so he's led them for a couple years and some time for team chemistry to develop. And Holland, although they sit at the bottom of the standings that we just looked at moments ago, they're still with a chance to come on the road and steal a point or maybe even more here at Eastern Stadium and kind of follow in Grand Rapids' footsteps. And back to that game, the last time we were here at Eastern Stadium against Grand Rapids, I mean, a 3-0 lead in the second half. All was well for the first 57 minutes and change for Lansing Common. And then there was kind of, you felt after that first goal was scored for Grand Rapids, the tide sort of changed, right? Possession was in the final third. A majority of the game for Grand Rapids, they had it offensively time and time again. And then just crucial mistakes down the stretch. A very controversial, yet, you can't do it regardless. Card given to Lansing Common, and then a penalty shot was able to be taken. And, yeah, they converted on the PK. The guy got the hat trick, and Grand Rapids was able to steal it in the waning seconds. Steal a point on the road and pretty much salt the season away for the Robins. But like you mentioned, they got to look towards the future. And the future right now for the next 90 minutes and change is Holland Rovers FC. See if the Robins can bounce back and send the fans home happy one last time.
One final time from Lansing Eastern Stadium. Once again, Josh Lee joined by Jack Vowinkle. It should be a fun day. It is. You can feel the humidity up here in the booth. It is a bit of a sticky day. Even though the smoke has dissipated a little bit, it is still going to be lingering around after today. It'll be coming back. So far today, 85 degrees, sunny as ever. You can see it a little bit in the background from our vantage point. Some of the smoke is still lingering around, but it should be a beautiful day here in Lansing.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, the air quality has been something that has been monitored by lots of residents of Michigan for the first time in a really long time, and nobody really talks about the air quality here in the great state of Michigan, the Mitten State, known for its wonderful natural ability and nature here in the state of Michigan. So not a lot of residents are often watching the air quality, as it's primarily good here in both the lower and upper peninsula. But as of late, it has not been. But today it is shrunk all the way down on the air quality index from yesterday and the day before. It reached highs of 460 on the air quality index. Today it's all the way down to 79 here in the area as we speak. We'll see if that stays true for the rest of the weekend, but at least we know for the next few hours the air quality is going to be very fit for us to play some football here on the pitch.
And during halftime, I'm not sure if we've got this confirmed yet, but there might be a couple guests taking over from our spot as the intern soccer game that has been debated about for a long time is finally happening. The interns going against each other. I believe we are on the same team, Jack.
Yes, we are.
We're on the same team.
Exciting stuff. Josh and I are going to take on a plethora of other interns. Jack Gansel's on the other team. Sadie's on the other team, so that'll be interesting.
That'll be fun for you.
Yes, it will
Sadie.
be. Yes. Sadie and I we'll duke it out, so that'll be quite nice. Yeah, she asked me this morning. She said, "Hey, you think we're going to be on the same team? We should be on the same team. Let's ask Michaela if we should be on the same team." And I was like, "No, I want to be on opposing teams. I want to really, test this relationship to the fullest." So, we'll see if she scores on me or if I can score on her. We'll see.
Bragging rights on the line in the relationship, especially this last game. Looks like the Robins will start us out. Just waiting for the whistle. And we're underway. Owen Rush on the ball for the Robins. Plays it back over to the captain, Jack Heald.
And this final game will give us a nice chance in the broadcast to showcase pretty much all the players that are going to be featured in the lineup for Lansing Common. I mean, we've seen the development of Elijah View this season, been so good offensively. His passing has been on point. Josh Angel Craven has come alive as of late. The last couple weeks has really made his name on that back line. Damien Adai as well has been so good. And of course, you can't go without saying Kevin Payne who's just been an absolute force for Lansing Common.
Who we expected to be in the starting lineup, which we were told, but it opts to look like Jed Blau on the ball instead of Kevin Payne today.
Yeah, well, maybe they gave him the nod due to England's appearance in the third place game today, wanted him to play at the same time as England, which I believe the score of that game is 1-0 still. I checked a few minutes ago, but England and France do.
I will change your mind, partner. It is 4-0 England.
Okay, well, Harry Kane might be going for that.
And Harry Kane has not scored a single goal.
Really?
It's been Ezri Konsa, Bukayo Saka, and Declan Rice with all the goals. So, both teams seemed like they didn't really want to play this game, and England decided to come out firing instead of when they did against Argentina. As Papadudis ready to take the goal kick. Launches it into the Lansing sky. Jack Heald able to flick it on, just unable to get around with Carter Hagan. Holland looking to come up this near side, number 19. I say Rodriguez gets fouled, and it'll be.
And Logan Hildover set that one up too with a nice lead pass out to Rodriguez. Now the visitors will set up on their side of the field. Look at Bradshaw Ullman down there. He's not in screen right now, but donning the teal kits.
If you're a fan of colors, it is a beautiful day on this pitch. Despite Holland Rovers only going with the black and white, as Jack Hinsey dinks it into the box. Elijah View clears it. Danger not averted as Jack Heald follows a Rovers player. An excellent chance coming for Strike Rovers. But as I was saying, if you are a fan of colors, despite Holland Rovers only playing in black and white, it is a feast for the eye. Bright green, almost like our intern staff shirts that we wear. Bradshaw Ullman donning the teal, and the Robins breaking out the third kit today.
You know, I'll say, Josh, that it's just again off screen, but just to the left of the screen that you can see, the viewers can see, the supporter section is arguably the most populated I've seen it all season long, which makes me extremely happy.
Free kick goes off the crossbar of the field goal, so a goal kick coming for the Robins.
Just a little high there for the visitors. Took a nice angle at it. I mean, you always appreciate the effort from that far out. Vias Papadudis jumped up, realized he didn't have to, as it was going to go a little high, and now the Robins can take over the goal kick from Vias, who I like that got the nod here in this final game. He's been so good all season long. Jackson Kiska, another keeper for this Robins squad, has been good, but I like that Vias got the nod in the season finale.
Been the real mainstay all season as Holland looks to compose themselves and just sends along his Ullman. Looking for the run of Rodriguez. Damien Adai tries to get it back to Papadudis, just gets it in time.
What a kick out there from Bradshaw Ullman, the Alma Scott, giving his teammates a chance to run for it. And if Adai wasn't there with Vias Papadudis stepping out, the couple steps that he took, that could have got dangerous for Lansing Common, but crisis averted and the Robins take over.
Miscommunication there from Farhat, and Jack Heald plays it to that far side. Holland looks to regain their composure. Looking to play it short. Trying a little 1-2, goes out of play, throw in for the Robins. Owen Rush going to take it quick down to Rourke. Showing the technical ability and gets it out of danger over to Blau. Plays it up to Extreme Howe. Trying to set in Carter Hagan, and Bradshaw Ullman comes out and claims it.
Good positioning right there from Ullman. Carter Hagan, another guy that's been real sneaky this season. Not one of the names that is mentioned frequently. You talk about Extreme Hawk, you talk about Jack Heald, Damien Adai, those mainstay names, excuse me. But Carter Hagen's been pretty solid himself, as has majority of this roster so far. The beginning of the year, it was offense galore, and putting the pieces together has been a struggle the last 4 weeks or so, but there's Rourke Watterson always absorbing contact. Seems like every time he's on the pitch, he just takes a couple hits, and much to the advantage of his own team.
Rourke Watterson, like I talked about all season long, these coaches believe that he has the technical ability. Last summer, I mentioned it before. The fact that he was away for a little while participating for the American national team with the under 16s, I believe, or under 18s, and he just has that technical ability as this one goes out of play for a throw for the Robins. Carter Hagen being forced out of position this season, was a striker all season long last season, playing that right wing side. Josh Angel Craven trying to play an extreme Hawk, hugging the byline, keeps it just in. Instead, the linesman signals throw in coming for Holland.
It's big for Holland right there, because it looked like the Robins were formulating something offensively. What a hit in midair. Looks like it's going to take him a couple seconds to regain his breath. It looks like it's number 13 on the far side, Clay Wirenga. And Wirenga had that nice defensive adjustment moments ago to prevent Extreme Hawk from streaking up the right side and receiving the pass from Carter Hagen, like Josh just mentioned.
And it looks like the yellow card will be distributed to Joey Farhat on that challenge. Just need a chest. A bit of a reckless challenge, especially early on. Now the Robins are going to have to be careful playing with Joey Farhat on a yellow card for the remainder of the game. Just about 7.5 minutes gone in the contest.
I beg your pardon, that was Mason Horwath. So the 13 looked like an 18 until he got all the way up and revealed the other side. So Mason Horwath was the one that received the contact and ultimately took the hard fall, but he's all right and up on his feet.
Both sides jockeying for position so far in this contest. No one really having a clear-cut opportunity besides Holland's free kick that was very early on. Ball pinging around. Holland's got numbers, looking to counterattack. Slides it through. I say Rodriguez just too heavy of a touch. Nearly moments so far through the first 8.5 minutes.
And for Holland, one thing that they haven't done too well this season is score, and that's just, you know, it's obvious in the table. It's obvious when you look at the goal differential, when you look at the offensive style of the visitors. Now, however, I will give them credit that a majority of their games this year and their matches have been fairly close. And they lost to Lansing Common 3-1 when the Robins went on the road in Holland. Lost to Grand Rapids by a goal. They drew with Midwest United. They lost to Goshen by 2, Tulip by 1. In their most recent game, they lost to Goshen by 5. So that's the biggest blowout so far. But other than that, offensively, they've kept it close, even though they haven't managed to score a lot.
Extreme Howe coming down the far side. Plays back to Josh Angel Craven. Puts the ball into the box. Carter Hagen tries it. Ends up in Ullman's hands.
Good look again from Josh Angel Craven. He's really found his groove, setting his teammates up in the box. And right there, no different. Carter Hagen on that effort, but just whiffed on it a little bit. No, we got trouble here if he can catch up, but Damien's in the way.
Elijah View thought Vias Papadudis was a little further out than he was. A die for being so young, showing the leadership quality and the poise to keep it under control. No team seeming to want to keep possession. Seems like the Robins now want to do so. Watterson plays it over to Heald.
Here's Jack Heald, the Cleary Cougar, over in Howell, Michigan. Now we've got some space on the far side, see if they can capitalize.
Extreme Hawk had acres of space, just couldn't get the right sauce on it.
Let's see if we can take a look at that replay here for Extreme. I mean, he just did not have the right space. But nonetheless, a nice effort for the Robins to try to force themselves a chance. And Extreme always in the right spot at the right time, it seems, and that time no different.
Beautiful little ball in from Josh Angel Craven into Extreme Hawk, just not able to get enough on it, and Holland looking to reset. Instead, Angel Craven plays it into Watterson. Can he release Owen Rush? He can. Puts a curler of a shot, is in! Owen Rush gets the Robins on the board.
And that right there is the setup for Rourke Watterson. We talked about his skill ability all season long, his ability to shift his way through the defense. Finds Owen Resch with lots of space on the near side, and Resch takes it all the way by himself from about the 20-yard line all the way towards the box. Like Josh mentioned, a curler of a shot, nice spin and arc on that ball. Fits it right up against that post into the bottom corner. Makes it 1-0 in favor of the home team.
Nothing Bradshaw Ullman could do on that one. And the vibes are high here in Lansing. Robins on top, 1-0. And you mentioned it, the supporter stand that you see on that upper right-hand side of your screen is the exact, I'd say, the near stand that we're in this booth. The fans showed out on a warm Saturday night to support this team.
You know, and rightfully so. Even if they're not playing for a spot in the title game, even if they're not playing for anything of value in terms of the standings, the football that's played on this pitch by this team, majority individually, but as a collective, when they are on, they're on, and it's quite the show to watch.
Speaking of a show, Damien Adai is showing himself as an athlete, trying to play it into Elijah Few, gets knocked down by the wind, unable to get to it. Beautiful little spin move there from the number 22, Logan Hildor, showing off his technical footwork.
Hildor had that nice lead pass to set up Rodriguez earlier in the game. Like Josh said, showcasing his footwork. Shifty is that Rover.
Miscommunication there. Rourke Watterson able to step up. Beautiful slide tackle from the Strike Rover. And they'll look to just avert danger and get it out of play.
Common have to be careful here because, like we mentioned, no lead is safe in this league, and especially for a team that is in Holland's position where they're just playing to play, not spoiler in this case, like it was for Grand Rapids, but they're trying to get as many points in the table as they can. And in this game, they've looked the part, the exception of Owen Resch being able to take it himself early on. So Robins have to be careful. They let up 3 goals in just the second half to draw on their last home game. So they've got to make sure that the foot is on the gas 100% of the time rather than backtracking for the final 30 minutes.
Completely agree. And here's another excellent opportunity as Owen Rush was fouled, bringing the ball up. Discussion of who will take it. Rourke Watterson's got that technical ability. Josh Angel Craven looks like he's stepping over it. Elijah View is nearby. Expect someone with a right foot to take this. Josh Angel Craven! Just to the left side of that near post.
Everything but in.
Beautiful free kick from Josh Angel Craven. Got it up and over that wall. Just too far to the left. Robins are humming after a jockeying 7 or 8 minutes. Really making sure that their foot is on the gas.
And supporters in the far stands have not sat down at all yet, so excited through the first 15 minutes and change, but I'm also intrigued to see how Coach Sorg approaches the lineup here in this game. At end of the season, right, you're not trying to, it's not win or go home. Your place in the standings has been cemented for the most part, so intrigued to see how many players actually get a shot to play in this game. I know we've seen it time and time again this season. One of Josh and I's favorite players to watch is Sekou Doumbouya. The way he just provides a spark off the bench. We'll see how many minutes he receives in this game, as well as many other players that have not made their way into the lineup here. They might have a chance to shine in the final 70 minutes or so of the Lansing Common Robins 26 summer season.
Owen Resch, or is better known as Reshi down there, tips it off Hildor. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Robins. And you mentioned Sekou Doumbouya. A lot of these players on the younger side playing born in the year after the year I was born, 06, 07, beyond. And you mentioned Sekou Doumbouya. February 2008, going to be entering his freshman year of college, can offer just that spark that we're talking about, and just maybe something to look forward to going into next summer that he can offer, especially this man, Rourke Watterson. Spins away from his defender, looking to release Owen Resch, and gets clattered by Logan Hildor, and the first yellow card for the Rovers is shown to the number 22.
It's a card apiece right there, and that wholeheartedly deserves the card. It probably wasn't intentionally malicious for any reason whatsoever. But doesn't always mean anything when the contact is made. And for Logan Hildor, the contact was made, and now the yellow card is assessed. And we play on here with a card apiece for each squad on the playing surface.
Logan Hildor has really been able to get himself involved in this game. He's going to have to be careful going for the next 70-plus minutes in this context. Joey Farhad trying to play into Jack Heald, able to, falls down. Says no foul from the official. Holland looking to go on the counter. Too far for Rodriguez, into the arms of Papadudis, who will release quickly.
Yeah, Rodriguez not happy with that one right there. Wanted his teammate to put a less mustard on it. But nonetheless, Vias Papadudis able to clean it up and make sure that there's no danger for the Robins. But frustration, and for good reason, right there for number 19, Isai Rodriguez.
Joey Farhad trying to release Extreme Hawk, and Josh Angel Craven goes off of a Robin. It'll be a strike Rovers throw.
It looked like that was off Levi Ballinger on the far side, but Josh Angel Craven agrees with our opinion, at least in the booth, but the official saw something different. Referee blows it the other way, and now the visitors take back over. And oh man, back-to-back frustrating moments for the Robins.
Foul from Jed Blau for a push coming. Free kick for Holland.
Now, Holland's got to take advantage of this, and that's what Grand Rapids did so well the last time they were at the stadium, was taking advantage of the Robins' miscues. And for Lansing Common, fortunately, those came at arguably the worst time possible against Grand Rapids, but here lots of time left. Never want to make mistakes, but if you're going to make them at a time when there's lots of soccer left to be played.
Ball into the box, just straight into the arms of Papadudis. He'll look to release quickly. Trying to play it towards Owen Resch. Bit of a miss kick. Rourke Watterson unable to control it, and he'll just have to clear danger. Said they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Holland, so a free kick is coming up.
It looks like they were messing with Watterson's legs. May have been some unorthodox contact to the lower body of Rourke Watterson. That's where the foul ensues. So I must say, with the exception of the few minutes surrounding the Lansing Common goal, it's been a fairly choppy game. Lots of stoppages, lots of whistles. You know, both teams kind of going back and forth. You mentioned the term, you know, no team really wanting to keep possession. Well, that's totally been the theme through the first 20 minutes of this game.
The first real high-quality chance came for the Robins in Owen Resch, and he took it.
Sure.
Holland having a couple of mediocre chances that they could put on net, unable to do so. Robins been able to control most of the ball into the final third, trying to play in. Carter Hagan jockeying for possession, goes out of play. It'll be a goal kick coming up.
For those of you tuned in and not tuned into the third place game, it's now 4-2. England has the lead, but only by 2 goals. Lead's been cut in half thanks to Mbappe and Bradley Barcola. So France trying to claw their way back and maybe make this one of the highest scoring games we've ever seen in World Cup history. My goodness, of 8 combined goals and only through 65 minutes down in Miami.
And maybe for the France players, maybe looks like we got a little confusion. I think maybe the referee's calling this back for a foul. So I believe we're going to have a free kick coming up for the Robins just on the outside of the box there. Unsure what happened there.
Hey, Lansing Common will take it. And this is a prime opportunity. You mentioned the only real chance for them being the Resch goal on the near side 7 minutes ago. Another chance right here for Lansing Common to strike between Josh Angel Craven and Elijah View.
See what Elijah View's got. Puts it in to the box, and Holland's able to clear the danger.
And nobody really home right there for Elijah View. He kind of took a tighter angle than where a majority of his teammates stood. Didn't pay off, as now the visitor is able to clear it away.
Rourke Watterson has time and space, and he'll give it to Damien Adai. Pings it back into the box, has a runner, free, still loose. Carter Hagen unable to get enough mustard on it into the back of the net. Bradshaw Ullman comes racing out to try and claim it.
Felt like that net was open for an eternity, my friend. My goodness.
Carter Hagen had a little more time than I think he thought he did. Could have really gotten his foot through it, instead tried to rush a shot. Afraid of the goalkeeper right behind him, Elijah View, playing into Joey Farhat.
Shades of England, Norway when that happened at the end of that game. Net's wide open, but the defense able to back it up. Prevent the visitors from letting it be 2-0.
Jack Heald, Owen Resch. Heald looking to release himself. Just loses possession with the heavy touch. Rodriguez looking to play it down this near side. Gets it past Damien Adai as the number 3. But Jed Blau is there, and the referee is going to whistle it back for the foul on Damien Adai.
And a little bit of a late whistle, but I think one for good reason. Damien Adai applying the contact, and so another free kick for the visitors as they've now held possession in their own end. But so far for Holland Rovers, no real chance. I mean, you had that one free kick that went off the crossbar of the American football goalpost, and the other one that was kind of the stretch pass from number 22, Logan Hilder, all the way out to Rodriguez. That was a couple steps too far ahead of him. Other than that, the visitor has been blanked in terms of total chances to get on the board.
Ball still bouncing. Joey Farhat able to get it up in the air. Extreme Hawk able to get under it. Still pinging around. Vias Papadudis just keeps the foot on the line.
Or did he?
I believe the ref is calling for a hydration break.
And Vias looked over at the official like, what in the world? But then he says, hey, that's on me, man. I don't mean to cause too many problems. I understand this is a hydration break. So what do you got, man?
All right, so we've reached the hydration break. Earlier on in the season, we've talked about other sports, but we've already been talking about soccer going on as we speak. And as we were talking, Mbappe scored a second for himself. So now we've got ourselves a game, 4-3 in France, maybe trying to get Didier Deschamps, their head coach, out on a win. It's already been reported that Didier Deschamps is out on his way out. Zinedine Zidane coming in to be the next head coach. But just overall thoughts on what this World Cup has been. It's been an absolute spectacle to watch, and I think it's just been an amazing watch for everyone.
Yeah, I think the biggest impact that the World Cup has made is increasing interest in the sport here in the United States, because as a majority of the U.S. viewers know, but maybe everybody around the world doesn't fully understand, soccer is not a sport that is widely played here in the United States. It's the most played sport anywhere in the world in terms of total people that participate in it, but here in the United States, it's not even the top 4. So I think that it brought a level of interest to the game to this country that has never really been seen before. And, from looking on Fox broadcasts to the outside of Lumen Field in Seattle with raucous crowds rooting for the U.S. team and the U.S. team making a run, in the knockout stages, one that they really haven't seen before. And so I think the interest into the game has grown here. I think it's been a really good look for us. I mean, you talk about the Canadian team and their run into the knockout stages, you know, and in Canada, you never think that a Canadian soccer team would make that sort of run. But as the World Cup is happening for our neighbors in the north, registration and total participation levels and numbers between hockey and soccer. Hockey's always outnumbered soccer in Canada, but for the first time in its history, soccer now outnumbers Canada in the total amount of youth participants in the country itself. So I think between the interest in the United States, the interest in Canada, and then the continued interest in the game in Mexico, between the three countries, I'd say in Mexico it's the most widely played. And so I think that the impact the World Cup has had on this Western Hemisphere and on the countries here that don't necessarily see the game as much as it happens in Europe and Asia has been really special to watch. And then other storylines as well, right? You have Cabo Verde and Curacao making their first appearances. Cabo Verde even winning a couple of games and making it to the knockout stages for the first time in country history. And so there's lots of cool developments that have happened, right? Storylines from teams abroad and also increasing interest in the game here on U.S. soil.
Completely, and you mentioned storylines, Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane, Lionel Messi, all gunning for the Golden Boot. Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe both made history this World Cup with the most goals ever in a World Cup. Expect Mbappe, currently Messi holds that record. Expect Mbappe to break that record later on in his career. A couple substitutions coming in for Holland Rovers. It looks like the number 14 looks like Logan Hildor makes way for the Rovers.
That's Levi Brummels out there now for the visitors. And for Levi Brummels, he plays his college ball at Grand Rapids Community College. The Raiders, a solid baseball team for the GRCC Raiders. They have a right fielder by the name of Michael Hurlbutt, one of the most ridiculous names you've ever heard. Yes. And another guy, their third baseman's name was Cannon Paul.
Wow, so Grand Rapids Community College.
So a team of names out there for the Raiders.
Impressive.
Totally, yes. And they could not make it out of the Region 12 baseball tournament, lost to Kellogg in the double elimination tournament. I was fortunate enough to go down there and meet a lot of people from GRCC. Great community college, great community in itself.
And speaking of a great community, have the Lansing Common Robins. This is Rourke Watterson trying to play to Elijah View. I don't think Owen Resch knew that View was behind him. No one keeping possession. Rourke gets upended. And the second yellow card for Holland is shown right there. Looks like it'll go to the number 21, Axel Urbina.
So now another free kick for Rourke Watterson. But yeah, you mentioned the community aspect, and I think that's such a cool part of what makes Lansing Common so unique, right? I mean, it's the community-oriented focus and the constant involvement, whether it's local community businesses, local community charities, an entirely intern-run program, which I think is just one of the coolest parts of it, right, from head to toe in terms of the game day operations, and then the board themselves. I mean, Erica, Scott, Steve, Eric, to name a few, Josh as well.
Damien Adai looked to take a shot from distance, as you were saying, partner.
It's just an overall community effort here at Lansing Common that's not seen in majority, if not any other teams in this league.
Looks like that's the theme of the day so far for Holland, being able to have the numbers in behind. And that final pass that could set them free is lacking right now. Here comes another chance. Number 3 looking to play it inside. Having to play it back. Able to regain their composure. Jack Heinze on the ball. Seemed to have lost it before getting it there. Rourke Watterson looks to play it in Extreme Hauk. Plays it over that far side in Carter Hagen. Trying to play it back to Extreme Hauk. Ends up at his foot. He'll opt to drop it back to Josh Angel Craven. and he'll play it back to Jed Blau.
My goodness. I mean, talk about the precision passing right there from Owen Resch to dip it off to Rourke Watterson to then send it towards Extreme Hawk. Nothing really has come of this possession for the Robins, but just showcasing the individual talents that we've discussed all season long. And then you talk Extreme Hawk over there on the far side corner, able to get his way out of 2 defenders. Just showcases how when this team can put the pieces together, they are all something special.
Damien Adai looking to release Carter Hagan. Ullman looked to come out. Hagan's on it, trying to find Extreme Hawk. He does. Looking for someone, takes a shot himself, tries to dink Ullman. Just too much on it.
It's unfortunate over there for Carter Hagan because anybody's home in the box, that's an easy cross. I say it's easy up here, but an easy cross opportunity at least to set somebody up, but there was nobody home. It was only him down there, so poor angle for him to take. So he opts to dump it off to Extreme, and then Extreme always fearless when it comes to taking shots himself, sends one towards, and just, like Josh mentioned, tried to dink it off the top crossbar and goes a little higher than expected. But 31 minutes gone by in this game and counting from Eastern Stadium. It's been an interesting pace of play, right? We talked about earlier how it's been not sloppy, but sort of choppy in a sense for both sides, and that continues here with the whistle right on cue. But then Common was able to find their footing for a little bit and set Owen Resch up with a nice shot, and then the visitors were able to have a fair share of chances on the other side, but so far it just really has not been a game of consistent possession for either team, hence the 1-0 score, and we're almost 10 minutes from the half.
Carter Hagan plays it inside to Rourke. Plays it back out to Owen Resch. Looking to take another effort from distance, backs to Rourke. Healed, plays it into the box. Extreme, dumps it off to Rourke Watterson! Just over the crossbar.
Almost sent that one off the back fence by the scoreboard, which would have hit the moving car on the street outside of it. So that had serious heat from Mr. Watterson. You know, every time I think of Rourke Watterson, I think of Gumball Watterson, that show. Have you ever seen that show on Cartoon Network?
Oh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like the cat and the fish
yes,
and all that,
yes.
right? My brother loved that show, and
yes.
and it was just Gumball Watterson was this fake cartoon cat's name with his adopted brother who was a fish.
I forgot that was his last name.
Yes.
I was thinking for a second, I knew Gumball.
Right. So and their dad, Richard Watterson, every time I think of Watterson, I just think of that show. So he's running around down there, and I'm just imagining, like, Gumball Watterson running around in a soccer field, which kind of makes me laugh. So right on. But yeah, the guy's something special down there. I mean, unafraid to take contact, which is super rare at his size. I mean, usually the guys that sit on the smaller end of things, tend to shy away from that and are primarily offensive guys, but he's unafraid to really lay the hammer down and also take contact that, results in free kicks for his team.
In comes Lance Ballinger. Trying to release another strike rover, but Jed Blau is there. He'll play it back to Papadudis.
Number 14, Levi Brummels. He wears the goggles over there on the far side. Looks like a little football version of Robbie Avila. That is Indiana State Sycamore / St. Louis Billiken.
That is an excellent reference there. Owen Resch back to View. View just cannons it off a strike rover. Ball still pinging around. Rourke will bring some calmness in order.
Nickname Cream Abdul-Jabbar. I like them apples, man.
Excellent nicknames. Ball still pinging around. No one seeming really to be comfortable. Josh Angel Craven plays it back to Rourke, and he'll give it back. One-twos happening all over the pitch. Rourke Watterson trying to play another 1-2. Steps in, gets all sorts of contact. Josh Angel Craven trying to play an Owen Resch. Ball still somehow loose. No one wants to keep possession as we speak. And Elijah View will opt to keep possession for the Robins. Field plays into Houck. Plays over to Farhat. Deeks' man plays into Houck. Ball staying loose. Foul by Extreme, and it'll be a free kick coming for Holland after seemingly no one wanted to keep the ball in their favor there.
You know, that ping-ponging, pinballing possession is interesting because, yeah, you take your chance with the potential luck of a lucky bounce into a teammate that's open in the box, but it also just seems like more of a time killer more than anything, because it doesn't really set yourself up if you're going laterally back and forth. You're unable to really move north and south. That's always the goal, is try to get to the other end. But it reminded me of when I'm sitting up on top of Sadie's garage into the man cave of her dad, and he has this pinball machine, and he has the record of like 110,000 points or something on the thing.
Goodness.
And I go in there, and my personal record's 45. So that was a Brett Grossman-esque possession if I've ever seen one in my life before.
Owen Resch gets it off a strike rover, corner coming for the Robins.
I mean, my goodness, you make a point to mention that nobody wanted to keep possession, and that was nothing but the truth, man. Crazy.
Almost as if the Strike Rovers and the Robins are planning on going to Pinball Pete's after this contest.
Good call out, my friend.
Looks like Josh Angel Craven stepping over this one to whip in across. Plays it way back to Owen Resch. Plays it back to Rourke. Takes an effort from distance. Just underneath the field goal crossbar.
I like it right there from Rourke. I mean, nothing was really forming the last couple minutes or so from the possession that was bouncing back and forth. Rourke gets a nice look just north of the box and is able to try to slot it home. He had lots of space, tried to curl it through the defense, but couldn't find his way in. But you like the effort there from Rourke Watterson. I mean, talk about the ability to shift your way open and be at a size disadvantage, but still make that enough space for you to execute and try to work. And so credit to him for making the most of what he had.
Joey Farhat trying to run in, cleared away by a Rover. And they'll reset play. Elijah View.
View, Kalamazoo College player, plays his college ball over in Kazoo, west side of the state here in Michigan.
Robin's kind of playing with 10 men for a second. Rourke Watterson seemingly now on the ball, seemingly had some trouble with a boot, a cleat. Ran over to the bench to fetch another one. Didn't like the one that he was given as Owen Resch plays a perfect ball into the box. Extreme Hawk able to keep it. And they'll say, I believe, either offside or out of play.
And regardless right there, what a pass from Owen Resch. I mean, bouncing it right into the space in Extreme. You don't see that often, him misplaying one of those. Maybe he was a step or two behind it to begin with, but cross into the box to perfection from number 10. Try to get himself an assist in a game where he's already been the lone scorer for either team in this 1-0 contest to set us where we're at, approaching 40 minutes.
Angel Craven plays it over to Jack Heald, his fellow Englishman. Rourke. Resch. Back to Rourke. Showing off the technical footwork there. Puts a ball back into the box. Just over the outstretched head of Josh Angel Craven.
Yeah, Angel Craven there. Like you mentioned, Josh, just a foot or two above what would have been an excellent chance for Lansing Common, and Josh Angel Craven usually on the delivering end of those 1-2 plays, but right there it's Watterson who's given himself a couple of chances to slot one home individually, but now working with Josh Angel Craven across the pitch to try to find a chance again. So I like the shifting of opportunities, the plethora of different chances that the Robins have given themselves so far this game.
Looks like Holland will use their 5th substitution, so using all of their subs that they brought with them.
Clay Wirenga takes a seat, the guy who we originally thought was injured, but then got up safely and okay. Wasn't actually him that took the contact on the ball, but he's had a couple of nice plays so far this game. Takes a seat here in this first half as here come the Robins trying to give themselves a nice cushion goal before time is called.
From Jack Heald from distance, just straight comfortably into the arms of Bradshaw Ullman. And he'll send it up into the sky. Ball pinging around, and Damien Adai will just say, get it out of here. Holland looking to set up their play of their own. Looks to go long, just goes straight out of play. Throw-in coming. Few gets it over to Owen Resch. Owen Resch seems to have been everywhere in this game so far. It's near side, far side, offering technical footwork, taking some shots, some beautiful passes. That one, I believe, cannon off one of the Robins' face. I believe Elijah View took that one straight to the face there.
Yeah, that was an interesting play right there from Elijah View. I mean, looks like it's not going to really. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
My goodness! Oh my goodness! And Holland somehow get on the board from an own goal. Take a look at this one. Jed Blau plays it back, and Papadudis just miscontrols it.
Yeah, I mean, no other explanation other than just Vias mishandling it there. I mean, that's all that we saw and all that happened. My goodness, that's.
I looked away for a second, if I'm completely honest. I looked away assuming that the play was a little over. I was looking down at my notes trying to get some more facts, and the game is 1-1 just like that. The Robins and the Rovers, in the most miraculous way I could ever imagine, are tied.
Oh, well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and right there, Holland taking advantage of that statement. And Vias Papadudis, who we've talked up all season long, has just been a brick wall, and mental errors like that seem to be so sparse for him. But right there, I mean, things happen, right? And you can't discredit Vias as a goalkeeper, right? I mean, it sometimes things happen where you're a little out of touch, a little out of play, and right there, Vias maybe saw the ball a little different than Jed Blau did, trying to feed it back to him for the goal kick. And I think originally, after he mishandled it, thought it would roll to the left of the net, which I think a lot of people thought would happen as well. But right there, I mean, just a little bit of a misplay, or a lot of bit of a misplay, I guess I should say, for Vias Papadudis, for lack of a better word. And now the game's tied, and just kind of how it rolls here at Eastern Stadium.
As they have a second chance, and Papadudis able to get his hands on this one. Momentum shifting from essentially out of nowhere.
Sure.
In the favor of Holland. Rourke Watterson playing it over to Owen Resch. Beautiful little 1-2 from extreme back to Owen Resch. Intercepted by Holland.
We were talking about the key players so far for the Robins this year, and Owen Resch's name. We were talking about Resch when that event unfolded for Vias Papadudis, but back to the topic of Owen Resch, I mean, what a time for him to sort of come alive. I mean, the guy's got talent, no secret, no questions there, but for him to be one of the mainstays of the game so far, it's really been nice to see him contribute, like you said, Josh, in a majority of the game, and in a plethora of ways as well, both offensively, defensively, scoring on his own, taking it himself, setting his teammates up for success. And now we've got a chance for Lansing Common to capitalize right before the break.
Extreme look to set up Jack Heald there as Holland clears that one out. Bit of miscontrol there from one of the Holland coaches. As View throws it right back in.
The fourth official has indicated
Damien Adai steps over, foul called on the number 3.
Right on cue, 3 minutes of extra time added to the clock, so foul goes to Matthew Fogo, and 3 more minutes are put onto the clock, so 48 minutes and change will be where we sit entering the break. And you could be in worse spots, but you most certainly could be in better spots if you're the Robins here. Just
from first half that essentially really hasn't offered many chances for Holland, and they end up equalizing in the most bizarre way. Here comes Joey Farhat, cleared away, somehow stays in. Look to capitalize. Big crunching tackle from Josh Angel Craven goes out for a throw.
You want to know what the good news is about that? That there's a little bit of a silver lining to Vias Papadoudas mishandling that and giving up one goal. Do you know what it is, Josh? And actually both Joshes for that matter, because other Josh Pugh's up in the booth hanging out with us as well.
What is that silver lining, Jack?
When Dan Orlovsky ran out of the back of the end zone in 2008 to give up that safety, he gave up 2 points. For Vias Papadoudas to mess that one up so bad, it's only 1 goal. So I'll say that it's less numbers on the scoreboard, and it's still a tie game. At that point, the Lions were down by 15 anyway, so it didn't even matter.
Well, 2008 Lions are something that I don't think many of us really want to talk about, even though I was 3 years old when that season happened. Josh Angel Craven whips a ball into the box, and Holland able to clear.
So if Vias wants some, you know, depending on the outlook of this game, some post-game love, take a look at those highlights on YouTube and make himself feel just a little bit better about his miscue here in the first half.
You know what? That is a excellent silver lining to look at. Holland looking to go on the attack. Plays it to that far side. Unable to control it. Grab of the shorts there on Carter Hagan. But Angel Craven will look to go forward. Plays it into Rourke. Spins away, plays it into Jack Hill, trying to play it back to Rourke. Ball seems to be pinging around right now. Lance Ballinger looking to go on that far side, plays it into Matthew Fogo. Cleared away by Damien Adai. A corner will be coming up for the Rovers.
First one of the evening for Holland, and comes in the waning moments of the first half. And now you can kind of see on your screen the smoke in the background. It seems like it's gotten a little bit more prevalent as the game's gone on, or maybe that's just me, but
I agree. I think that's the theme that's going to be happening throughout the weekend here in Lansing, that the smoke will reemerge. I believe starting tomorrow or late tonight, the smoke will be reemerging. Corner being taken. Jack Hield able to just boot it deep into the air. Jed Blau over there jockeying for possession with a Rover. Able to kick it out for a throw. And the ref blows for halftime.
That's the end of the first
Partner,
half.
thoughts?
Halftime score. Holland Rovers 1. Lansing Common
cool.
1.
Josh Pugh and Eric Walcott are going to be given some commentary when the interns are playing their halftime soccer game. So Josh and I are going to hop off the air, but thoughts about the first half, thoughts about the game that really truly matters on this pitch. You know, absolute control for the Robins. I mean, you know, the scoreboard doesn't reflect that, of course, because of the crucial mistake down the stretch, but absolute control for Lansing Common. Back and forth possessions for majority of the first 20 minutes of that half, but ever since then, Lansing Common was kind of able to weather the storm, kick things off, and really have control up until the waning moments, but another half left. The last 45 of the 26th season for the Robins. And Josh, I'm gonna go down there and start stretching and get warmed up because it's about to get real.
Me too. I'm gonna hand it off to Josh Pugh. I believe Eric Walcott will be joining Josh in a second. But don't go anywhere. Take a watch for the intern game coming up as Jack and I go get stretched for this game.
Paige Lemon. Eva Orchowski. Hilton Peoples.
Welcome back to the halftime break here at Eastern Stadium. You may notice on your screen there is soccer being played of a sort. What do you think, Eric? Is anything as weird as that Rovers goal going to happen in these next 10 minutes?
If it does, I will be pretty surprised.
I think the main thing to note so far, and not surprising that Michaela seems to have the best handles of anybody down there. I had heard previously to when we started investigating the soccer skills of the interns that she had some experience. Lining up the corner right now. Separate from that run, it looked a lot like kids soccer in that the kids were moving together as a pack. There doesn't seem to be anybody playing keeper for the red squad right now, so we might see something weird happen here. Michaela winning a tackle.
That was a great ball across the face of goal. If anyone on the team was making a run.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there was a whistle. I see our referee calling for a throw-in over here.
Ref Dean. We I don't know how I don't know that we communicated positions to them. I would argue that they should have assigned that out in advance, but certainly not a lot of desire, I would say. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Great clearance there by Jack Volwinkle on Jack Gansel.
Oh, here goes Michaela.
Empty net. Oh, if only somebody was there.
Holden's got to be more aggressive there.
Yeah.
It's all right. They are all here because they are skilled in lots of things that make us look good off the field. And a few of them have played soccer before.
We're expecting our interns to go pro in something other than sports. Oh, a goal for young Holden.
Holden's been doing
Great
a
finish.
lot of our graphic design work this year. So
Yeah.
if you've appreciated any of the graphics we've been posting, he's likely been part of that. And apparently he's a good finisher there.
Well, shoeless as well, I'll note.
Yeah. Good,
You know, you got to be careful when playing out of the back goes wrong, as we've seen tonight.
Definitely possession domination from the red team here. Hopefully our blue and purple can get out of the back a little bit.
Not uncommon at Eastern Stadium.
We've got an 8-year-old here who really wants to say hi to the listeners.
Well,
you gonna say hi, bud?
They hear me out there?
Oh, they can hear you.
Hi, booty chicken.
From the United States all the way to Australia.
The people on YouTube can hear you, Eli.
Yeah. A little bit of a misunderstanding there. Say hi to Leonard.
Sorry.
That was almost a great give and go.
Wow. The high press from the red team.
Yeah, didn't fully expect that. Oh, the toe ball almost puts it on frame.
Jack Volwinkle wearing the 9, but playing maybe keeper. Oh, I don't know, ref. I don't know. Dean says no foul.
A little bit of an attacking move there.
Do
from
we
Blue.
know? Do we know where the out of bounds line is on the far side of the field?
I think it's intended to be the hash marks there, but
Yeah.
you know, they're guidelines, not harsh rules.
You know,
here.
Dean knows what he's doing.
I was talking to him pregame, and he was trying to track down a whistle that he could use for that. So he's taking his job seriously.
Yes, that does not surprise me one bit. Great clearance and great tackle by Josh. Calling the Real Lansing Ball kids into duty during. Oh no! Hits the back of the net and goes out again.
Definitely see a little bit more of an actual shape out of our red team here.
Yes.
I don't know if we're at even numbers either, looking out there now that I think about it, but another shot.
Strange matter created the early bird blend for Lansing Common FC. A portion of all sales from each bag of early bird supports the early bird fund, to be used to provide grants of $517.
I asked before the game who had the best celly, and multiple people said they were on it, but we got to put the ball in the back of the net, folks.
Yeah, that was a goal kick by my eye, but
Ooh.
Dean.
Cooper with a great save there. Wearing the keeper kit, so that's appropriate.
Only one person wearing the keeper jersey. No one's wearing the whole kit at all.
Oh, wow. Nice throw. Nobody there.
Dad, Eric gave Mom my socks.
Jack trying to apply a little bit of a pressure there, but oh, here goes Michaela starting another counterattack.
Holden looking like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's played soccer before. I'd
Red
say.
team definitely has numbers.
Maybe too many numbers. That might be the problem at this point. Good clearance. You know, we almost have enough interns from both schools to like have done an MSU versus U of M halftime here.
Oh. I think the numbers would still be uneven.
Yeah, probably.
Wait, who's from U of M?
I don't think we have time for that.
We did not come prepared with the roster of hometowns and majors.
Somewhere in Discord. We know none of them are from England.
Although I think multiple of them have been in Europe this summer, so you know, might claim that. Oh, are we gonna get a goal from the blue team? Come on!
Too much.
Oh.
Too much bunched up around the. Oh my goodness!
We almost got one. there.
Everybody on the same team standing around the ball.
How are they on TV?
I thought for a second there that Jack just did a chest pass throw in, but apparently that was just getting it back to the goalkeeper for a goal kick.
There are some great numbers out there from years gone by.
There really are. Some that I'm surprised didn't get picked up. Ooh, Jack with the footwork.
I was thinking the same thing. I think I saw Emma with a 2021 number 25, and I said, where did that come from?
It is a fun little
Ooh.
a shot on target from blue. Bethany with the rip. Dean tricking everybody by wearing a blue penny as the referee there. I thought he was coming in for the far post finish. Ooh, Holton with the rollover there, feeding down the middle. Go!
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was real soccer.
Hammered into the back of the net.
All right, got a little celebration going on there. 2-0 red team. We'll see if the blue team can get a comeback here.
That's a goal. Daphne Bohenik.
Got about 10 minutes until the second half gets started. I don't know how long we're giving the interns to play soccer, but oh wow. Oh no. Oh no.
Red team dialing up the pressure. I think they've got about 4 minutes left. I believe the scoreboard was set for their match.
Okay. Okay.
That looks like a handball. I don't think you can do that in soccer.
Well, Dean doesn't have any cards, but he's always been fair in my eyes, so we'll see what he calls here. Oh, just a common foul.
All right.
Josh doing a little shielding of the ball.
I think he's wearing a 2022 number 18. That's a Mark Wishmeyer kit.
Oh, wow. Again.
Why is that one not in my closet?
Well, Mark Wishmeyer, as I recall, wore a medium.
That's
So
probably the
the difficult size for those of us who bid in those auctions, especially the game day fit, a little snugger than typical.
This is true. Now we're trying to take out actual Lansing Common
Yeah,
players.
Brent Sorg walking through.
Maybe we can get a little sideline chatter from the coach. Oh, Cooper with a nice little move there. Set up a nice pass. Oh, but the turnover. Oh, just wide.
Nifty little chip there out of the back. Jack Heald helping out the interns with an extra ball.
Should just quick grab one of the guys still wearing their blue warm-ups and throw them on blue team and just see what happens.
I mean, really, you could grab any one of the guys. They're all wearing the right color for the anything but red team. Hopefully we communicated to the Rovers that it was a 20-minute halftime, because they're going to be really confused when that clock continues to run, if not.
Oh!
Was that shoeless Holden?
I think that was.
Wow.
That was quite the finish. Oh, look at that celebration. There we go. Let's let him do a halftime routine next time. Holton Peoples, what a name.
4-0.
Josh, have you seen anyone that you want to recruit for Monday nights?
I mean, obviously, Michaela, a standout, as female players have outsized roster importance and value. It's a little touchy though. It's not all about talent. You gotta manage egos and feelings and things like that in the Monday League. Monday League was a new term to our visitors from Plymouth. They wanted to know what the difference was between that and Sunday League, and I said, well, here in America we got a lot going on Sundays, so hard pressed to go play rec soccer.
Got about a minute left. We'll see if blue team can get on the board before we finish here. They've got a 2-on-2 if they hurry.
No particular sense of urgency there. Except from Holden, who's searching for his hat trick.
Oh, and he's unselfish, tries to set up the assist.
I'd say Holden, too. Anybody that plays like that in socks probably could handle himself on Mondays with cleats against out-of-shape 40-year-olds. The red team now going for a little bit of bunched upness on the ball, and Coach Sorg applauding.
Oof. All right, I think that is final. Well, hey, we've had a great group of interns this summer. They've done some awesome work. If you've enjoyed the photography, any of the good stuff on social media, that's been them. If you've been to a game, obviously you've encountered them, and we appreciate all the work that they do. And hopefully we'll set up for a fun second half here.
And, of course, a new experience for our stream viewers, getting to see Jack and Josh's faces and getting to see them try to kick a soccer ball. But, yeah, we love to throw curveballs here in the last game of the year. And, thankfully, we're going to hand it back to Jack and Josh here.
Welcome back for the second half of this contest between Holland Rovers and the Lansing Common Robins. If you were staying in, you'll understand why Jack and I are a little out of breath. We took the win 4-0. What are the keys for maybe the Robins to keep up with our success during halftime?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is just, consistent control, which is what Lansing Common was able to do in the first half. I mean, the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, and if you're just joining us, the only reason that Holland has any sort of score on the board is because of an unfortunate error by Vyas Papadudis. Kind of mishandled a ball that was played back to him for a goal kick by Jed Blau. Just kind of went out of his hands and rolled down towards the net. He almost thought it was going to go wide, which is why he kind of hesitated to move towards it, but rolled back to the right and squeaked by the post. So that's the only reason that Holland's been able to get anything on the scoreboard. So I think for Lansing Common, it's just remembering that the first half was all yours and control-wise was all yours, and you had an ability in that half to have a lot of chances and continue to feed Owen Resch, I think, is the main goal as well. He's been active as Josh Angel Craven has as well.
And speaking of Josh Angel Craven, puts a ball into the box for Janowski! Jason Janowski! Top bins to start the second half.
And Angel Craven has been known for his passing in his entire soccer career, and right there, no different. And Jason Janowski into the game for the first time, slots it top shelf, and for him, that just got to be so good. He started the year off on a tear and kind of had a little bit of a scoring drought. So for Janowski right there, a good ability for him to get on the scoreboard, as well as a doozy of a pass from Josh Angel Craven. And both him and Owen Resch on the sides have really made the difference today for Lansing Common, and they're a mistake away from being up 2-0, still 2-1, gets the lead. And for the Robins, that's big. It's got to keep the offense flowing, though, because we've seen crazier things happen at this stadium, especially late in the game. But nonetheless, Jason Janowski, way to get on the board for the social media star. We'll see how much longer he has in a Robins uniform, but for him, the last game of the year, that's got to feel good.
Holland looking to quickly respond there. Goes out of play, throw in coming for the Robins. Back to Kevin Payne, who's into the contest for the first time. Replacing the aforementioned Jed Blau, who, like we said, we were expecting KP to start this game. Instead, it opted over to Jed Blau. And Bradshaw Ullman ready for the goal kick.
And for Bradshaw Ullman, played well so far this game, giving up 2. Made a couple of nice saves, right positioning, just that right there. Textbook, picture-perfect offense from Josh Angel Craven to Jason Janowski. And then on the other side, in the first half, Owen Resch able to do it all by himself. And for the Robins, it's got to feel good to have some offense here in the last couple weeks. Of course, you had the collapse a week ago, but for Lansing Common, it was an offensive drought the month prior. So if nothing else, you're starting to get production on the scoreboard. That's got to feel good if you're the offense that was dormant for a while for the Robins.
Kevin Payne plays it back over to Damien Adai. The new back line that's been opted for. This one beautifully played back there by Angel Craven to Papadudis, and I'll go over to Kevin Payne. But as I was saying, the new back line, as we expected, it was going to be KP and Spencer Powell. Spencer Powell, not been around the last couple weeks. Unsure if that's injury or maybe some other plans going on. Is Jackson Higgins looking to push forward? New substitution in, plays it over to Janowski.
Yeah, both him and Janowski coming off the bench here in this second half. Lots of space on the far side. See if the Robins can work with it. Now Watterson was pretty active in the first half as well.
Received that one from Val Burilenko, who's into the contest as well. Damien Adai takes it from distance. That one went through the upright as signaled down there on the bench by the backup goalkeepers, as they're just at the bottom of your screen, just below it. Signaled that they believe that's good for 3 points if we were playing American football.
Sure. You know, the score now would be 3-2. I'm sorry, 5-2 in favor of Lansing Common if we were playing American football, because it would have been a safety for Vyas Papadudis. So, hey, there's the silver lining coming back in our favor, right? At least it's only 1, not 2.
Jockeying for possession, call a foul on Extreme Hauk after getting into it with the number 24.
I'm super intrigued post-game to go back and listen to the halftime commentary of
Me
Josh
too.
and
I
Eric.
am very much too.
Because I know Josh's style fairly well on the mic. I was able to work 2 games with him this year earlier on when main Josh, Mr. Lee, sitting next to me today, was not available. And so his style is fairly known to me and known to the Lansing Common faithful. But Eric, never really heard him on a mic before, so I'm very excited and intrigued to find out how that went. I'm sure it went fantastic, but
I wonder if they gave us individual critiques, because it seemed like
yeah,
I ended up opting to stay back and play defense as Jack Heel's looking to run forward, plays with a Burilenko on that far side. Kicked out of play, it'll be a corner coming up for the Robins. And you started out at goalkeeper, but then went into defense and then kind of shifted to forward throughout it. Ball into the box for Extreme Hawk.
Yeah, we were kind of playing on of course, a smaller playing surface, smaller nets, and we're playing Holland Rovers, but I was kind of going for the more rover position, as in like a football linebacker, kind of just being everywhere around the field, trying to make my magic where I could. I got a couple of looks at goal. Daphne and Michaela were the real stars, as was Holton for our team. Those are the 3 goal scorers.
Had an excellent...
Holton's goal took the net away. It was like... Phew.
And had a backflip.
Sure.
Cartwheel into a backflip.
Yeah. Selly of the year for sure for Holton Peoples. He's sitting right next to Josh on the other side of that window. So there he is over there.
Our graphics aficionado, if you follow our social medias, all the graphics have been made by Holton. And it's been beautiful to see, especially those starting lineup graphics. I'm a big fan of those.
Sure, yeah, I am too. Very creative stuff. That's another thing. We talked about community and the different roles everybody plays here to make this game day so special, but there's so much more that goes into it besides opening the gates and selling tickets and merchandise. It's the post game, it's the everything in between, the midweek stuff, the communications with the players and the coaches, and the social media aspect to keep the community involved. All of it is so well handled by the club, and then Holton, of course, makes the graphics alongside many others who contribute social media wise for the squad, as Jason Janowski, familiar with social media as well.
Loses possession there, giving Holland a chance to either regain their composure, but that press is hammering them, forcing them to go back thanks to Josh Angel Craven and Extreme Hawk, and it just goes out of play. That press coming into a factor 53 minutes into the contest. No whistle there from the official, as there'll be a throw-in for the Rovers.
Yeah, a little bit of a wasted possession right there. I mean, you get the pressure turned into an offensive throw-in, and then just 5 seconds after, visitors take back over. See if the Robins can capitalize on this change of possession that they just caused, but the visitors kind of catch a break there in the near side corner if you're Holland, because the possession well into the final third for Lansing Common that could have materialized, but nonetheless the ball caroms off of a Robin and goes out of play for the throw-in.
Holland looking to go long and direct. Their striker almost took a piggyback on Kevin Payne. Funnily enough, the second time that we've seen that this season.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a sound on TikTok of something along the lines of, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels. And it's funny how I have 2 nickels, but the fact that Kevin Payne has given 2 piggyback rides this season so far, a bit strange.
That is a bit strange. I have 2 dimes in my pocket, so I have appreciated that saying today. The nice part, I was getting gas earlier on, and I made the trek back to my hometown for my grandfather's birthday party, which was fun.
Beautiful.
And then Sadie and I headed back here, and I got gas, and I, put $100 on the pump and had to go get a refund, and I got a refund of $5.18. So I went back in, and the guy goes, "You know what? Here's $5.20 to make your day just a little bit more special." And I said, "Thanks, man."
Those extra 2 cents
yeah,
should always
exactly.
come in handy.
Yeah. So, Josh and I have given our 2 cents plenty on the broadcast about the way that this game has gone, and then the Mug and Bop's gas station worker gave me his 2 cents as well in monetary form. So it's been a great day of 2 cents giving, if you will, in the state of Michigan.
Rourke Watterson looking to go on that far side. Gets pushed away by Logan Hildor. He'll regain possession and look to play it out from the back. Almost a diamond pattern the Rovers forming with that passing combination. Instead, opts straight to Jackson Hagan. He'll opt back to a die to Heald. Into Janoski. Beautiful little flick onto Charlie Ahern takes a strike. Beautiful outstretched glove there from Bradshaw Ullman. Forces a corner coming up.
Yeah, for Bradshaw Ullman, that's such good positioning right there. Outstretching the arm, showcasing why they have him between the sticks for Holland. A great setup pass for the Robins to try to get themselves a chance, but an even better save. Now we've got a corner for Lansing Common, their second of the half. Between Work Watterson and Josh Angel Craven trying to work on the near side just off frame.
Looks like Rourke will be the one to take it. Delivers a beautiful ball into the box. Headed away. Jason Janoski takes a strike from distance. Oh my goodness. That was unbelievably close. Ended up ricocheting off the post off Bradshaw Ullman for another corner coming up. But my goodness, Jason Janoski almost offered up 2 amazing goals this game.
Yeah, par for the course right here. I mean, you take a look at that shot right there from Janowski from distance. Nice accuracy to try to put it just inside the post, the bottom corner of the net. But this game has been full of the ball ping-ponging around and carrying off defenders. But there we go. We have another chance for Lansing Common that kind of bounces off a couple of things before ultimately falling short. And now another corner for Josh Angel Craven, who plays it quickly to Rourke, and they're going to
Payne couldn't get the foot on it. It'll be a goal kick coming for the Rovers. Instead, 2 balls come pinging in. Looks like a bit of miscommunication. Bradshaw Ullman doesn't really quite know what to do. Now we'll finally have the goal kick coming. Jack Heald able to win the header. Janoski, beautiful little back heel into Jack Heald. Beautiful little move again. Gets shoved off the ball. Free kick coming in another dangerous position. And wonder if Jack Heald will take it himself. He had a beautiful goal against Holland Rovers over in Holland that put the icing on the cake for that win earlier on in the season.
Yeah, 3-1 victory for Lansing Common that was majority controlled by Common for the game, but then you mentioned Heald's goal in that second half to really salt it away. But speaking of Holland, Tulip City play tonight as well. 7 p.m. was their kickoff time. Goshen City also getting underway here on this Saturday evening. Those 2 teams fighting for first place. Of course, Goshen control their own destiny. Tulip City need Goshen to lose and them to win to catapult themselves to first. So if you're Lansing Common trying to get the best position, you're rooting for Tulip, and you're rooting for Goshen to both lose and win.
Ball still pinging around. Jack Heald puts it back into the box, and now goes straight into the arms of Bradshaw Ullman. Ullman taking his time, surveying his options. Gonna look to go long and direct, trying to get a chest down or a head down. Head flicked on. Damien Adai is able to step in the way. Angel Craven finds Charlie Ahern, back to Rourke, and Rourke will reset over to Jackson. Stream. Over to Rourke. He's got time and space. He'll opt wide to Janoski. Looking to cut in and brought down, and another free kick coming for Robbins in another dangerous territory.
Yeah, identical play almost in the exact same spot for the free kick. This time, it's Janoski falling down instead of Angel Craven. Janoski kind of holding that right thigh area. We'll see if he's all right. It looks like he is. And Here's Angel Craven again. I mean, it was that last chance that the Robins are almost able to capitalize, and now we'll see if Josh Angel Craven can launch it or if they go with Rourke Watterson as the defense lines up. It is Angel Craven.
Puts it to the back stick. Extreme Hawk trying to find the run of Jack Heald, cleared away by Lance Ballinger. It'll be a corner coming up. News throughout the Midwest Premier League West Division. Currently 1927 taking on Goshen City. Home game for 1927. Goshen's on top 2-1. So if that result holds, regardless of what happens in Holland for Tulip City, Goshen wins the West Division once again. Ball launched out, throw-in coming for the Robins. Ops to Val Burlenko, who will play it over to Rourke. Rourke. And finally, the referee notices the offside flag. Seemed like all of Holland Rovers were signaling to the ref to take a look over to the near side official.
But I like that stuff right there from Rourke Watterson. You play till the whistle blows, and right there, you know, it's never know what can happen in those situations. Ref might not see it, flag might not be up, and the same chance you go and you score. I like that right there, the effort from number 3.
Long ball up, header down by looks of Blake Jackson. Extreme Hawk. Looked like he getting a little bit of a hug from a Holland Rover. Plays it over to Jason Janowski. Plays along to Josh Angel Craven. Gets cleared away. It'll be a throw-in coming.
Yeah, Goshen with a victory here in their game. Back-to-back winners, like you said, Josh. And it'll give them their most points ever in the standings and their short history participated in the Midwest Premier League. The victory will give them 24 points. Last season, they won the Great Lakes West Division with 23.
Long throw coming in. Jack Heald, and we have, believe, a penalty coming to the Robins. Extreme Hawk got knocked down. And it looks like the Robins have a chance to convert from the spot to extend their lead to 3-1.
Yeah, we'll see who they decide to take it. The last time there was a penalty kick in this position for Lansing Common, it was a few weeks ago for Jason Janowski. He was able to slot it home, and what was a dominant victory over Tulip City, man, how times have changed over the last month, but nonetheless, another penalty chance right here for Lansing Common. And
looks like it's Jack Heald holding the ball. Wonder what idea is coming. A yellow card is distributed to, I believe, a Holland Rover. Another yellow card distributed. And that's a red. I believe that's his second yellow of the game. Or unless he's writing down the number of the player.
yeah, I don't think it is. I think there's been 4 yellow cards distributed to Holland, all 4 being different players. This is distributed to 23. If they gave it to 13, number 13 being Clay Wirenga, who subbed out at the latter portion of the first half. He had already had one, but they gave it to number 23 and Ford Weaver, and that's his first yellow card of the contest. But we'll see if Heald can convert and really balloon this lead to 2. But again, no lead is safe, but you'll take the goal if you can get it. And right here for the Englishman, it's a chance to put him ahead by more than just 1.
Jack Heald tries the dink, followed up just right of the post. Jack Heald trying the cheekiness with a dink, just puts too much on it, and the score remains 2-1.
And not just that, he had a chance to capitalize off the rebound. Couldn't slot home either of them. That's a tough break right there for Mr. Heald, and such a prolific goal scorer. It's a bummer to see that happen, but nonetheless, the score stays 2-1. We play on here at Eastern Stadium.
Ball ping all over the place. Jack Heald trying to make up for it. Gets it out of play for a throw-in coming for the Rovers. Skipping his way along as a Rover, trying to play the long ball. In steps Josh Angel Craven. Gets it over to Janowski. Gets a nutmeg. Goes off of the Rover for a throw. Jason Janowski showing his technical footwork, not letting Rourke Watterson be the only one. Heald plays it diagonal ball over to Val Buralenko. Buralenko skipping past defenders, loses possession over to Logan Hildor. Isai Rodriguez looking to get over to it via Papadudis. Able to play the sweeper keeper role and gets it over to Kevin Payne. Damian Adai with the chop and gets it into Jack Heald. Trying a little Travella into Charlie Ahern. Out for a throw-in.
The wind's really picked up here at Eastern Stadium. Good to kind of knock down the heat, but of course that affects the trajectory of the ball in the air, and it's also brought in more of that smoke. So with the higher winds, the foggier sky, see how that affects the players in the field here with approaching 70 minutes.
Jack Heald into Charlie Ahern. Gets the rebound, still loose, into the arms of Bradshaw Ullman. But an excellent ball in from Jack Heald into Charlie Ahern, unable to capitalize.
That escalated quickly, my friend, and could have almost been trouble for Holland. Lansing Common, chance after chance the second half to balloon the lead, just haven't been able to capitalize. And that right there, no different.
Holland looking for their first real opportunity, looking to play it in behind, but Kevin Payne steps in and says no. Whistle coming for Rourke Waterston for the hold. And it looks like Holland Rovers will finally be able to get their substitutions in that they've been seeking for at least the past couple minutes.
Yeah, Levi Brummels, Matthew Fogo, number 5, Jacob Kwiatkowski, who is into the game for the first time. They'll replace a few Rovers as they exit the game here in this second half, and we'll see if that can spark the offense, because in essence, Josh, it's been a dormant game offensively for Holland. I mean, the only reason that we've talked about it all the time, the only reason that they have a goal is because Vias was unable to handle that back pass from Jed Blau. Now they've had their chances, sure. We take a hydration break here, but for Holland, maybe these substitutions can kind of kickstart an offense.
All right, back to our last one of the season,
Sure,
Jack.
sure.
Let's get our last hydration break talk. And I think we should opt over to the NBA. And there's a current free agent that's still out there, and it seems like he's making a second round to a very popular thing he did back in 2010. Where do you think LeBron James ends up?
I don't know. My first take on the whole situation is, come on, man.
I agree. Very much agree.
I mean, you know, we get it. You are, you know, in GOAT talks and all that stuff, you know, between you and Michael Jordan. I understand that. And I like LeBron James as a player. He's arguably the most talented basketball player of all time, but he did it once. It was cool. It was between two teams. Now you're doing it again, and it's between 9. It's like, all right, dude, it already happened once. So there's my take on the thing. I think they should just drop it and make a decision or not make a big deal of it. But, of course, the media won't do that because it is LeBron James, and rightfully so. And
yes,
I've heard talks that Philly is really the team that's really pulling ahead in free agency talks. I mean, I know he's been in conversation with Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, which what a team that would be. Jaylen Brown, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness,
that would be a ridiculous team. City of Brotherly Love would have themselves a solid team on the hardwood, but I don't know. I do have an inkling that LeBron has enjoyed his West Coast stay and could mosey his way on up to San Francisco and play with Stephen Curry.
Oh, my goodness.
Which that would be. Anywhere LeBron goes, there's another player that they'll pair him with. I mean, there's talks about him going back to South Beach, and he'll be paired with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That would be wild.
Heading over to Cleveland and join Donovan Mitchell and James Harden.
Sure, and give him, you know, arguably his best supporting cast he's ever had in Cleveland. I mean, I know he had his counterpart in Kyrie Irving, but that was about it for the teams that really made those finals appearances. And so you give him, like you mentioned, that sort of caliber team. Jared Allen as well in Cleveland. I mean, the Cavaliers have really been perennial playoff contenders, if not conference finals contenders under Kenny Atkinson the last 3 years. And so maybe LeBron James goes back there to finish his career. I think it would be nice for all the sports fans to have LeBron go back to a team that he's already played for, like the Heat or the Cavaliers, to kind of close it out in a place where he's been known. But I don't know. I just think seeing LeBron James in a Philadelphia Phillies, a Warriors jersey, or a Boston jersey would just really be odd.
Jason Tatum, Paul George, and LeBron James. That could be an interesting one as well.
What do you think?
I think all the rumors I've heard, I believe it'll be Philly.
Sure.
Personally,
Sure.
I think lots of rumors going around that maybe he's enrolled his daughter in a school already. But I mean, heck, we were talking when free agency started. There were rumors maybe the Pistons were in for LeBron James.
Right.
It seems like those rumors have cooled on down, just like the temperature has here in Lansing with this free kick coming into the box. Outstretched header, and Vias Papadudis just keeps it in play. Or excuse me, it looks like a goal kick coming up. But yeah, I'm not sure quite where Mr. James is going to be playing his basketball. Wonder if he's waiting for the World Cup to die down, so
he can have his moment.
yeah, so
Sure.
maybe the
Sure.
media attention will be fully on this choice that he's making for his final season. Not confirmed, but it seems, albeit that this will be the final stop and final time LeBron James will play basketball. Josh Angel Craven gets it into Extreme Hawk, who gets blindsided in the back. Able to dump it off. Jason Janowski into Jackson Hagan, skips by a defender. Extreme Hawk gets caught up. Janowski again, plays into Watterson. Plays it wide to Buralenko, takes a shot from distance. Unable to trickle in, ball staying in for the Robins. Angel Craven delivers across into the box. Finds Buralenko once again. Plays along the floor, Jack Heel, ball still loose, gets tripped up. Referees tells Jack Heel to get on up, it'll be a goal kick coming.
My goodness, 3 Robins falling down right there. Jason Janowski, Jack Heald, and Extreme Hawk all on one possession, but nothing to show for it, no whistles. Looks like they might actually give him a corner here as it was off of a Holland Rover.
Excuse me, it looked pretty clear to me that it went off of a Robin, but referee has a much better vantage point than myself. Delivering it across into the box. Jack Heald makes up for the penalty miss with a header to get the third for the Robins.
Masterful stuff right there from Jack Heald. Like Josh just mentioned, he had the chance on the penalty kick, a chance off the rebound, and now here off the corner chance puts Lansing up by 2 here. It's just under 20 minutes to go. Perfect placement to flex it off just inside that left post and slots it home to really put the Robins ahead and giving them momentum. I think the difference between this game and the game against Grand Rapids is that the Robins are building momentum later in the game. Lansing Common against Grand Rapids scored their last goal in the game 3 with like 54 minutes left. Now we're approaching the 75th minute. They've built themselves momentum later in the game. So it's really going to have to be an all-out effort here for the next 20 minutes for Holland to get themselves not 1, but 2 goals on the scoreboard.
And like we've talked about it all game, it's been just a struggle for Holland to get 1 quality chance.
Sure, yeah.
Let alone finding 2 that they could capitalize on.
They haven't really had anything to show for it offensively, even though they have 1 on the scoreboard, like we've said.
Matthew Fogo going against Damien Adai, and just a perfectly placed pass into the feet of Val Buralenko. Plays it into Rourke Watterson. Trying to skim past his defender, unable to do so, regains possession. Showing the engine that he is alongside Jack Heald. Josh Angel Craven over Janowski. Had himself a beauty earlier in this half. Jack Heald plays it over to Buralenko. Ops back out to Jack Heald. Over to Rourke. Back to Jack. Jason Janowski from distance. Once again, just outside of the post from Jason Janowski.
guy's unafraid to shoot it, and you can respect that energy right there. But for Janowski, it's been fun to watch him all season long, develop and consistently show why he's one of the best offensive players on this team. Him and Heald have really been a solid 1-2 punch alongside, of course, Extreme Hawk. And now we've got some substitutions here late in the game to try to give everybody a chance in this final tilt for Lansing Common in 2026. And it's been a fun year. We'll talk more about memories and such as we wind down the broadcast here with the next 15 minutes. But if this is it for Jack Heald this season, what a ride it's been for him. And what a pivotal player he was on this team this year for the Robins for sure, my friend.
And like I've mentioned it before, saw down there, he was hugging and shaking hands with Coach Sorg and Coach Derby. And Coach Derby and I talked last season about Jack Heald, and he said he's just such an engine for this team. He's a cog, and he's everything that you want in terms of a player playing for your side. As Jorge Loaizaga comes into the context, takes a huge crunching tackle from a Rover. But Jack Heald, hopefully not the end of his playing time here with the Robins. He's just such a special player and what he can do on the ball.
And it's interesting. I mean, you can't speak on next year too much, right? I mean, we have, of course, the whole calendar year, but also, the turnover that happens. You never know where the career paths and even life paths that these players on this team will go through. And so you can't speak to how the roster will look entirely next year. I mean, we'll see if Sekou Boya comes back. I really think that if he can, oh my goodness. That was a non-contact injury. It looks, hopefully it's just a cramp, but we'll see.
Looks a little more serious than just a cramp. Holding that knee immediately. It looks like the trainer will come on out to take a look.
Yeah, it just fell right to the ground mid-play. Nobody really touched player down on the field, and the trainer is blocking the head of that aforementioned player. Can't really get a good look as to who it is, but maybe you can, Josh. You're on the other side of the window.
Can't really tell who it is. Looking at just who's on the field right now, judging by who's standing, is that potentially Extreme Hawk? Yes, that would be my guess. I believe it's Extreme that is down.
Yeah, I think it is just going to be a cramp, which is good news because you always get nervous. Somebody's up in the air and comes down. It's a non-contact injury. Those are almost always the worst, but luckily for Extreme, it looks like it's going to be all right here as we approach 10 minutes to go before the end of the 2026 season.
And it's been a fun ride as
Sure.
we hit the
Very much so. Very much so.
78th plus minute, 3-1 in favor of the Robins. Extreme looks like he's doing okay now. Giving a little squeeze to the calf just to check on it. Come off the pitch for a second. I believe it's going to be a drop ball for the Rovers. Robins playing a man down with Extreme waiting to come back into the pitch. We'll play the long ball. Just goes past the outstretched foot of Josh Angel Craven. It'll be a throw-in for the Rovers. Ops goes short and quick. Gets a little shove there from Jackson Hagan. Lance Ballinger gets shoved to the ground. And they'll say it's a free kick coming for the Robins.
Yeah, it looked like it. When Ballinger fell down, it touched his hands. And that's what looks to be the call, because Ballinger wanted the foul. I believe it was Josh Angel Craven who's going to attempt this free kick right here, but he ruled it in favor of the Robins, and so Lansing Common will go the other way.
It sounded like someone here in the stands also really wanted that one to be in favor of the Rovers.
Yes.
Josh Angel Craven sends it up to Extreme Hawk, trying to find Jason Janowski. Unable to get to that one. It's Ullman. collect. Just hit the 80th minute mark. 10 minutes plus stoppage time in the 2026 season for the Robins.
Can't take your foot off the gas too quickly. We saw 2 goals scored in the final 10 minutes of last week's contest, but does look like the momentum is all Lansing Common. Right now, if you can get one more on the board, that lucky 4th goal would pay dividends in providing a nice comfort for the Robins here.
Extreme Hauk receives it from Watterson, looks to play it inside. Ball still loose, finds Janowski, puts a shot! Jason Janowski with the brace! Finds the other top corner!
Masterful stuff right there from Janowski. What a second half it's been for him. What a season it's been for him. Couldn't finish it off any better than this. Ball ping-pongs around a couple of defenders. Janowski takes it back, reverses course, and slots it high corner like Josh said. A couple on the board for Jason Janowski. And it's a 4-1 lead for Lansing Common, and this one looks like it's going to be a happy ending after all for the Robins in 2026. Momentum is swinging the way of the home team. Crowds getting into it. Some solid scenes here from Eastern Stadium as the season concludes. What a way to notch the brace for Janowski.
Holland looking to go long and direct once again. Jorge Loaizaga gets absolutely brought down by Matthew Fogo, who will see a yellow card. I believe that is the 5th yellow card for the Rovers.
Loaizaga's second time just getting absolutely tackled this second half. Guy is taking the contact well, though. A couple of yellow cards assessed because of it, and now Lansing Common can work the other way. 8 minutes to go till stoppage time, and
Papadudis waiting from the go-ahead from the official and gets it. Looks to play it over to Josh Angel Craven, and he does. Try to play it back inside to Jackson Hagan. Finds Rourke Watterson. Gets out of that one with a couple pirouettes of his own. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Robins. News from out of town. It is the 94th minute between Goshen and 1927. Jackson Hagan gets absolutely clattered to the ground. Goshen near moments away from clinching the division for themselves in back-to-back seasons.
if Fort Wayne's able to find the equalizer, though, they will draw. Goshen gets a point, and they'll tie in the standings if Tulip City win. But Goshen does, in fact, I believe, have the tiebreaker over Tulip City. No, they don't. Tulip City, that's right. Tulip City beat Goshen 1-0, so Goshen needs to win this game to clinch the division, or else if they tie, Tulip City win. It's Tulips to take, but looks like it's all she wrote down there in Indiana for the moment.
Battle between Fort Wayne and Goshen. Beautiful tackle from Jorge Loaizaga. Looking to go quick Damon, Loaizaga with the header away. Finds Hildor. Play into that far side. Got to play for a throw.
Well, the scorebook doesn't have added time.
It does not. I'm not sure how much added time is left down in Indiana. This ball's pinging around. Val Burilenko just says, I'm going to get rid of this up to Jason Janowski, and he has runners if he wants to opt for it. Gets it to Extreme Hauk and just strays offside. And Goshen have a third, so that all but wraps it up. Goshen City will be the Great Lakes West Division champions and will take on FC Pontiac next week to see who wins the Great Lakes Conference.
FC Pontiac absolutely destroyed the eastern side of the conference, and so we'll see if Goshen's luck as of late will pay off in the championship game. And looks like the end of the season has come for Rourke Watterson as he makes his way to the bench. congratulations to Goshen. I mean, always in the running for first place. And, you know, as much as it is a little bit of a rivalry here between Goshen and Lansing Common, Goshen has had the number the times they've been in this league and back-to-back championships to prove it. So congratulations to the guys from Indiana, and of course, members of the West Division here are the Robins, so rooting for the West Division to come out on top. And so hopefully Goshen City can take down FC Pontiac, or if Pontiac, you know, defeats them, it'll be the eastern side of things to wrap up the Great Lakes Conference.
And the whistle has gone, confirming it once again, as we mentioned. Goshen City take the West Division. 5 minutes left here in Lansing to see if potentially the Robins can do enough to earn a second place finish, needing a little help from Tulip City as the free kick is blocked by that wall of Robins. Number 23 decides he'll take an effort. Ball still pinging around. Loizaga able to step in front. Brummels plays it over to this near side. Weaver on it, plays it in. Trying to find Kwiatkowski, gets brought down, and they'll say it'll be a corner kick coming for the Rovers.
You know, and this is a good time to bring up, like, if American soccer had relegation and promotion, right now Holland would be playing for something, and every game would have a meaning and a purpose down the stretch. Of course, this game now didn't have any meaning coming into it in terms of the standings, but if it did, Holland, the last place team, would be playing.
Hit off the post. It was a bit awkward looking. Takes a shot from distance straight into the arms of Papadudis, as you were saying.
Would be playing for, you know, the chance to get relegated if they didn't win. So I think this just proves that is needed in American soccer. If there is enough structure of the game yet in the country, it's to be decided and up to everybody else's own individual discretion. But in my personal opinion, I think it would cause every league to have so much more competition and better games down the stretch, because everything would matter no matter where you are in the standings, because you're kind of fight for your ability to stay in your league.
Janoski playing it into the box, trying to find Val Borolenko, who's over there with Hildor, showing off who's got the better pace. And Val Borolenko gets a tug of the jersey, and it'll be an easy yellow for Val. I think he has no problem with that one.
Sure.
With this about 3 minutes plus stoppage time left in the season.
Yeah, right now, 3-goal lead, 3 minutes left. Just kind of leaving it all on the field if you're Lansing Common, and if you're Holland as well. Of course, Holland Rovers season will come to an end at the conclusion of this game as well. So, you know, it'd be kind of cool to see if the Midwest Premier League did a playoff format with more than 2 teams. That'd be kind of an interesting take.
It was thrown out there in a group text amongst ourselves. What if, say, the top 3 teams from each division competed against each other?
Uh-oh.
And it looks like we got Jason Janoski a little upset by the antics of Ford Weaver, giving him a little shove to the ground after that one. Looks like the bench of Holland Rovers getting involved in that one.
I mean, Janowski, I think the visitors are just baffled at the fact that I don't think the head referee saw Janowski's contact. He grabbed the jersey and then shoved him down to the ground. But nonetheless, I think they're just going to let it play on, and for good reason.
Reached the 89th minute, one more, and reaching the 90th minute of the final game of this season. Cleared away by the Rovers. See if the Robins want one more pop from the crowd to send them home happy and end the season on somewhat of a positive note after what's been a couple disappointing weeks as of late.
I appreciate the hustle, though, towards the end of this game. I mean, we're in the 90th minute and a 3-goal deficit for the visitors, and they're still trying to fight for every single second and make the most of the end of their season. We've got a collision left and right now down on the pitch here the last few minutes.
Lots of cards being shown in this contest. Jackson Hagan, the newest recipient of a yellow card for that challenge. Giving the referee the whole look at my number. We have officially reached the 90th minute. No indication of how much time will be added on into the contest. Ball played in towards the box. Headed away, it looks like the corner will be coming up.
It looks like the fourth official just relayed the information up to the press box, and we'll get it momentarily.
Fourth official has indicated at least 5 minutes of added time.
5 minutes of added time coming. Ball put into the box from the corner. Still up in the air. And Val Burilenko able to get it up towards Janoski. Ball still loose. Burilenko trying to play it. Over to Angel Craven, looking to release Janoski. Bradshaw Ullman able to get there first. But chest down by Extreme Hawk, able to keep it in play. And Brummels almost was able to show off some consecutive footwork there. Ballinger on it. Gets a high tackle into Jorge Loaizaga.
Yep.
Nothing from the official. Jason Janoski looking for a shot of his own. Looking for the hat trick. Bradshaw Ullman had to get the outstretched arm to push it wide.
Jorge Loaizaga's evening of hits continue. I mean, first a slide tackle that takes him out. Next a linebacker tackle-esque play. And then now this time looked like a cleat to the shin, but he handled it with grace.
Kevin Payne with the header sends it over. I believe it would be 8-2 if we're playing American football, if I'm
Yes.
remembering correctly
Yes.
now.
Yes, that's right. A common 1928 final score in the NFL.
Ball pinging around. Final 3 minutes of this season left to come, and Josh Angel Craven doesn't matter if it's the 92nd minute, still treating it like it's minute 5. Ref's gonna instruct that the Rovers take that throw in a little further back than where they did. Final couple minutes coming. Been a season of highs and lows in many regards. Start of the season was as perfect as you could have asked for. Then it seemed as if history repeated itself. The Goshen game ended up being the end-all be-all. Didn't come out the way that the Robins would have liked. Followed up with a couple more disappointing results, and they're looking to finally get over that hurdle come next season.
Yeah, at Lansing Common, they drew in their first league game against 1927, which what a game that was. Spencer Powell, moments away from disaster, able to bury across with his foot in the box to give themselves a league point. But then they rattled off 5 consecutive victories, all while scoring at least 2 goals in every game and at least 3 goals in 4 of the 5. So a solid start, like Josh said, as perfect as you could have imagined for Lansing Common. And then they hit that Goshen game, like you said. And I was told about the Goshen woes before the season started, and then was made well aware of it as they happened again here in 2026. And then, like Josh said, consecutive losses against Tulip City and Goshen really put it out of contention. But that looks like that's all she wrote for the season.
Cuts it a minute short, doesn't matter. Robins end the 2026 season on a high note, picking up a 4-1 victory and all 3 points. It's been a fun one this season.
Yeah.
Both of us had a couple of times where we had to step out for some things going on, but it's been a fun one here in the 2026 season. Robins end up victorious. Final thoughts and final sayings for this season, Jack?
Yeah, well, I've appreciated the year in itself, learning the game to a different capacity than I knew coming in. This has been a fun experience, not only learning, the game of soccer itself, but also sort of the inner workings and how a team is run. That's been a very cool experience and rewarding at that. So, there's the off the field thoughts. On the field, I thought lots of individuals on this team will go far, whether or not it's on the field or off the field. A lot of, right-minded individuals that have a good head on their shoulders and will, serve them well with those skills down the road. But, like you said, just a disappointing end of the year, but a nice way to go out on a high note here with a victory at the end of the regular season. And, today a dominant effort for Lansing Common, only a mistake away from a clean sheet for Vias Papadudis, and, continues his streak of being one of the best goalkeepers that this team has seen in a long time. But, yeah, it's been a fun ride, fun getting to work with you all year, my friend. I mean, of course, as many of you do know, many of you might not know, Josh and I do go to school together. We work together in lots of different capacities and lots of different jobs. So this isn't the last time you'll see a Josh Lee, Jack Bowinkle combo anywhere. But looking forward to seeing how that plays out on the campus of MSU. And I've enjoyed this year so far at Eastern Stadium. And big thanks to everybody that's allowed Josh to give his thanks later, but me to be in the broadcast booth, Steve Beckman for interviewing me at the beginning of the year and, accepting me and bringing me on. So huge thanks to him. Huge thanks to Scott Oberlander, our producer. Always willing to make the broadcast a step better than it was a week before. So thank you, sir. Always been a pleasure this whole year getting to know you every single week. And, yeah, thanks to everybody else, Erica and Eric and Josh Pugh for providing me with a ton of laughs the 2 times we were able to work broadcasts together. So yeah, not sure if I'll be back next year for Lansing Common, but if not, it's been a fun ride. If I will, then we'll see cross that bridge when we get there. But it's been a fun time working with everybody here, and you as well, my friend. But we'll have plenty of nice chats down the road.
Yep, completely. Thank you for choosing to join us all season long, and as Jack said himself, thank you to everyone. Thank you to the board for welcoming me back for a second season. Like he mentioned, I'm not sure if this is my final time here, but just big, massive thank yous to everyone for choosing to join us all season long for one final time. I'm Josh Lee, joined by Jack Bowinkle. The final score from the final game of the 2026 season, Lansing Common 4, Holland Rovers 1. We will see you next season for the 2027 season for the Lansing Common Robins.